Ethan never noticed the quiet strength in Lila until it was too late. Have you ever lost something priceless and only realized its value after letting it slip away? Ethan stared out his office window, the city lights flickering like distant stars. He felt restless, the hum of success doing little to quiet the emptiness gnawing at him. At 34, he had a career that promised prestige, a social life full of parties, and a fiancée he barely understood anymore. He wanted excitement, unpredictability, something that made his heart race instead of his bank account balance. Meanwhile, across town, Lila sat at her kitchen table, her hands cradling a tiny notebook where she tracked the whirlwind of her life. She was pregnant, carrying 3 little lives she hadn't yet shared, and had just inherited a fortune from her late aunt. It should have been a moment of joy, yet her heart felt heavy. Ethan's words from the night before echoed in her mind. I can't do this anymore. I need something else. Lila's eyes wandered to the ultrasound photo taped to the fridge, the 3 tiny blurs of life that she now had to protect alone. She had always been strong, the one who kept everything together. But heartbreak was new, and the sting of betrayal was raw. She tried not to think of the man she had loved, the husband who had promised forever and walked away. Ethan, meanwhile, had already set his sights on someone new, blinded by desire for novelty and unaware of the life he was abandoning. He imagined a future filled with glamorous dinners and spontaneous adventures, thinking he was finally free. What he didn't see were the threads he was leaving behind. The triplets he would never know, the fortune Lila had quietly gained, and the deep, unspoken bond they once shared. The city buzzed around them, indifferent to their pain and choices. But destiny was patient. Their paths, separated by pride and misunderstanding, were inching toward a collision that neither could foresee. It was a crisp autumn morning when fate decided to intervene. Lila, juggling her growing belly and weight of newfound wealth, had reluctantly agreed to attend a charity gala. A world of glittering chandeliers and masked smiles she had never belonged to. She moved through a crowd, her fingers brushing the invitation card, her mind drifting to her unborn children. Ethan, dressed impeccably in a tailored suit, was already there, his laughter echoing through the grand hall. He felt alive in this environment, surrounded by people who admired him, unaware of the life he had left behind. But then, like a punch to the chest, he saw her, Lila, across the ballroom. Her radiant presence and quiet elegance froze him in place. His heart skipped, memory flooding back. Late-night talks, shared dreams, promises whispered under dim lights. Neither spoke at first. Ethan's eyes widened as he noticed something new, a subtle glow to her figure, a roundness to her belly he hadn't expected. Shock rippled through him like icy water. His pulse raced, mind scrambling. Triplets, he murmured, almost to himself. Lila's gaze met his, a mixture of hurt, disbelief, and quiet strength in her eyes. The room seemed to vanish around them, leaving only the tension between what was lost and what lingered. Ethan wanted to apologize, to reach out, but the words lodged in his throat. Pride and fear tangled his chest as he realized the enormity of his mistake. Lila, meanwhile, struggled to mask her vulnerability behind a composed smile. She had built walls high enough to protect herself, but his presence was a crack in that armor, threatening to undo years of self-preservation. In that moment, everything shifted. The gala faded into background noise. The clinking glasses, the soft piano music, even the murmurs of admiration, all drowned beneath the weight of realization. Ethan's freedom, his pursuit of novelty, seemed hollow. Lila's independence and the life she now carried felt like a universe he had ignored, and for the first time he saw the consequences of his impulsive choices. After that night, Ethan's world felt unsteady. He couldn't escape the memory of Lila's gaze, the subtle curve of her belly, the quiet authority in her posture. Yet, his pride and fear held him back. He told himself he had made the right choice, that moving on was necessary, even as regret gnawed at the edges of his consciousness. Meanwhile, Lila faced a storm of her own. Alone, pregnant with triplets and suddenly wealthy, she was learning to navigate life without Ethan. Friends offered advice, but no one could fill the empty space he left behind. Each night, as she traced the tiny kicks of her unborn children, a mix of anger and sorrow surged through her. How could he leave so easily, so blindly, not knowing the lives he was abandoning. When they crossed paths again at a corporate charity event weeks later, tension crackled in the air. Ethan tried to approach, but she turned away, her posture firm, her voice cool. "I don't think we have anything to say to each other," she said, eyes unwavering. Her words were a mirror of the hurt he felt mirrored back at him, sharp, unyielding. Ethan's attempt to apologize or explain were met with polite, distant smiles. Each interaction deepened the chasm between them. He watched her thrive independently, realizing that her strength was not defined by him, yet it cut him deeper. His new relationship, which had once seemed thrilling, now felt hollow in comparison. Externally, the world seemed to conspire against their reconciliation. Social expectations, whispers from acquaintances, and Ethan's own insecurities created obstacles. Lila received advice from well-meaning friends to cut ties completely, while Ethan faced subtle judgment for leaving a pregnant wife. Every meeting, every attempt at conversation ended in awkward silences, misunderstood gestures, or defensive walls. The conflict was no longer just emotional. It was a battle of timing, pride, and circumstance. Ethan wanted to reach her, but he feared rejection. Lila wanted closure, yet her heart resisted forgiving too soon. Every glance, every word, was a reminder that love could be lost, but the question remained. Could it be reclaimed? It was a rainy afternoon when destiny intervened again, this time less grandiose and more intimate. Ethan found himself volunteering at a community charity center, assigned to help expectant mothers prepare for delivery. He hadn't planned to see Lila, yet there she was, coordinating the event with her usual grace and quiet strength. At first, words were cautious, clipped. Ethan tried small talk, but Lila's eyes held a trace of wariness. She was polite but firm, a wall built from months of betrayal. Yet, as the hours passed, necessity forced them into proximity. They laughed over trivial mishaps, spilled juice, a stack of collapsing baby blankets, and something that shared chaos softened the edges of tension. For the first time in months, Ethan truly saw Lila, not as a wife he had left, nor as a wealthy woman he had underestimated, but as a person carrying immense strength, love, and vulnerability. He noticed the small things, the way her hand instinctively rested on her belly, the warmth in her smile when helping others, the quiet determination that had always drawn him to her. Lila, in turn, caught glimpses of the man she had once loved, his attempts at humor, the awkward but sincere way he asked if she needed help, and the genuine concern for her well-being chipped away at her defenses. She realized that his mistakes didn't erase the person he was, and that perhaps, under all the fear and pride, he had never stopped caring. By the end of the day, exhaustion mingled with an unspoken understanding. Ethan offered to drive her home, and for the first time in months, they walked together in silence, comfortable with the absence of words. Rain tapped gently on the windshield, and for a fleeting moment, it felt as though the world had paused, giving them space to reconnect without expectation. What would you do if someone unexpected entered your life like this? The encounter planted a seed of possibility, a fragile hope that maybe, just maybe, love could find its way back. Both were changed, tempered by heartache, strengthened by resilience, and quietly curious about the future that might still await them together. Months passed, and life had shaped them both in unexpected ways. Lila, now fully embracing motherhood, navigated the chaos of caring for her triplets with grace and resilience. Ethan, meanwhile, had faced the emptiness of his choices and grown into a man who understood the weight of love and responsibility. Their reconciliation began quietly, almost imperceptibly. A phone call here, a message there, small gestures that gradually chipped away at the walls of pride and fear. Ethan never rushed, never demanded. He simply showed up consistently, proving that remorse could be paired with action, not just words. One evening, Lila invited him over, not as a husband, not as a stranger, but as someone who mattered to her and her children. The house smelled of dinner and soft candles. The laughter of the triplets echoed like tiny bells. Ethan's heart ached and soared at once, seeing the life he had nearly forsaken. Sitting together on the couch, Lila spoke gently yet firmly. "I don't forget, Ethan, what you did hurt, but I see how much you've changed. I see your heart now, and it matters. Ethan reached for her hand, feeling the tremor of both vulnerability and hope. "I was blind," he admitted. "I chased illusions while leaving the most precious reality behind. I will spend every day trying to be the man you and our children deserve." Tears mingled with smiles as they embraced, the weight of past mistakes melting into a shared future. The triplets kicked softly, as if echoing the rhythm of renewed love and trust. In that quiet, imperfect, beautiful moment, Ethan realized that freedom and excitement paled in comparison to the depth of connection, family, and love he had rediscovered. The gala, the divorce, the inheritance, all faded into the background, irrelevant compared to the life they were building together. Love, unexpected yet unwavering, had found its way back. Have you ever found love or connection where you least expected it? As they held each other, laughter and tears intertwining, one truth remained clear. Sometimes, life's detours are the very paths that lead us to what we were meant to cherish all along.